Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another video. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Sonia and I recently got into budgeting. My hope is for my content to introduce you to methods to taking over your finance. Today we're going to be budgeting my upcoming check. Those who watched my last budget video, then you know I get paid weekly. The last time I mentioned that I was overspending and that did affect my check today. That $45 could have been used more towards saving money or more towards my spending for this week. But because I had to pay the $45 on the other credit card, my spending and the money that I'm going to be putting up for savings is a little short this week, even with a bigger paycheck than last week. But it's okay, I'm giving myself grace. This is still a learning experience for me, and eventually I'll get better at it and become more consistent and disciplined with my spending habits. I just want you guys to know that you aren't alone. Sometimes you do slip up and it's fine. It's just we just have to make sure that we are making those corrections and taking that step forward to being better and creating better financial habits. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Well, my check for this upcoming week, after taxes, after insurance and everything, ended up being $392.30. So it was a little bit higher than it was the last time. First thing we're going to take out is tithes, blessings, my Capital One. This is the credit card that I told you I was overspending on, and we have to correct that mistake. And then my emergency fund, I mentioned last time that this is an automatic transfer that comes out. So we're going to put auto, and the automatic transfer is $10. So for tithes, I mentioned before that I used to pay 10% to my church, and I decided instead of doing the full 10%, just give 5% to the church and then 5% towards like random acts of kindness. 5% of that is going to be $19.61. So $19.61 again, and then we're going to be putting $45 on that Capital One. So once you subtract all of these numbers, this number, this number, this number, and this number, from the $392.30, it's leaving me with $298.08 to budget with. So let's go ahead and highlight some of this. So this is what the check, wrong one, let's go to the highlighter. This is what my paycheck started at after I took 5% off tithes, 5% off blessings, the Capital One, and then my emergency fund. That leaves me with $298.08. So that's actually what we're going to be budgeting right now. So the first thing I like to do is list out my needs, and I use the percent method. It's kind of like the 50 30 20 rule, and I mentioned this in the last video. I'm gonna also have it pop up on the screen again, and it basically breaks down 50% will go to your needs, 30% will go to your wants, and then the 20% will go to your saving. And I mentioned before that my percentages really depends on what my bill amount is, how much my check is, how much I want to save that week. It really just depends. For my needs, I always list out my bills first. So I pay my car insurance, my phone bill, and gas and groceries. So I add those under my needs. For this week, I try to pay extra on my car insurance. I think for this week I only need to put like $60 in a few cents, but I'm actually gonna put $62 towards my car insurance. For my phone, guys, let me tell you about this phone bill. In the last video, I mentioned how the bill did not come out, and I put the $16.25 aside. Where did that $16.25 went? I have no idea. I don't know where I put that money. I'm pretty sure I spent it. So now, because I spent that money and I didn't transfer it out somewhere, I now gotta pay $32.50 this week to make up for that missed payment. This is why I tell you guys, like, you gotta be on your P's and Q's, okay? But it happens. Like I said, we are learning and we're trying to get better. year, so it happens. As far as gas, I still am a little bit above a half a tank, so I'm only gonna put $25 for gas this week, and then for groceries I'm only gonna do $80. I'm only going to do $80. My percent needs to be above $199.50. That's when you add all these numbers together. So we're actually going to add these numbers. So 62 plus 32.50 plus 25 plus 80 is $199.50. So that's this number that we got right here. That lets me know that my percent for my needs need to be above that number. Now we're going to break down our percent. Let's go back to our pen. So needs, these are our categories: savings and wants. Like I said, the needs need to be over that $199.50, and I did do the math for that. Let's go back to our calculator. $298.08 minus, let's say, 65%. So that's actually below what we need. So we're going to go up 2% from that. So 298, all right, minus 67. Okay, so that's 199.71. So that's what we actually need. We need the 67%. And we're going to put that to the side. All right, 199.71. So how I got that number was, I took 67% from the 298.08 and I got 199.71. So that leaves us with what, 33% to use left. We're gonna put 18% towards our savings. So we're gonna do the 298.08 minus what did I say, 18%? So 53. So 18% of that 298 is 53.65. Okay, and then for the wants, that just leaves us with 15%. I don't need to be spending no money weekly anyway, that much money weekly anyway. That's how I got in the predicament that I'm in, overspending. I'm trying to save money and I'm trying to stop eating out as much, so I'm trying to limit how much I give myself throughout the week, and it has been hard, but I do need to work on being disciplined and consistent. So when I subtract the 298 minus 15%, that leaves me with $44.71. And then, like I said, we're just gonna highlight these needs. We can do savings blue, and then we can do wants orange. So these are our percents. So now we're going to break down what I'm going to be putting towards my saving. Since I overspent and I had to put that $40 towards my Capital One, I'm not going to have that much in savings to work with. So in my savings, I still have 2 other credit cards to pay. My Navy Federal credit card is big. I'm going to do a separate video breaking down like my debt and how much all my debt is in total, how I'm trying to pay it off and everything. So with this Navy Federal, this is actually my highest balance, that credit card, my Navy Federal credit card, CC. And then I have a Care credit card. So Care credit, we're going to be putting money in my car maintenance fund because I do need to get an oil change and I need to get my new sensors for my tires. We're going to put money towards investing. Also, like I said, I have an investment account for my little sister. So we're going to put some money in her investment account. And then self-care. Mind you, we have $53.65 to put into our savings, right? So let me put that to the side. That's how much we have to work with. So for Navy Federal, I'm going to be putting $15. For Care Credit, I'm going to put $15. For my car maintenance fund, I'm going to be putting $10. For investing, my investments, I'm only going to be putting $5. For Soraya's investments, I'm only putting $3. And then for self-care, I'll put $5.65. All right, so we did our budget for the week. So this is what everything looks like. But that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing these videos every week. Like I said, the money will be inconsistent because it really just depends on the hours that I work. But I am super excited to be on this financial journey with you guys. I'm excited to share it, and it also holds me accountable. Also, feel free to comment down below if you have any tips or any suggestions or any questions. I will try to answer your questions the best of my knowledge. You feel like you have something that can help me, feel free to comment. I do not take it personal. I accept all help. So let me know if you're trying any of these methods or any of these things and how it's going. I'm really excited to hear from you guys. That's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye everybody.